Retirement's been pretty good. Been treating me pretty good. It might be a little windy. I'm in Studio C. Here, let's see if we can maybe clear up a little background noise. Oh, yeah. Might be doxing my location if any super fans want to come be paparazzi. Not really what we're doing here is I built a playlist here for the AI. Well, AI to kind of spit at us. Anyways, gonna go through a few things. Thanks for joining in. And yeah, this is pretty egregious what we're gonna go through here. And you know, every once in a while I might pop up and, you know, do a little update video for the post-retirement bonus material segment of the show. Anyways, let's get going in this. We gotta go through.
From mental illness say what you're about to see never should have happened.
It's TI Awareness Month in January. If you didn't know, Targeted Individuals Month, especially for veterans. I don't know about this veteran here, but yeah, crooked cops shoot disabled veteran while in jail. Wow, okay.
He was in the Pasco County Jail for a misdemeanor probation violation, alone in his cell when he was shot. Fox 13's investigative reporter Tina Jensen has the rest of the story and some dramatic video recorded by one of the corrections officers who was there. Tell us more, Tina.
Right, and that shooting was first reported in the Tampa Bay Times this morning. It left Matthew Trevino in the VA hospital for months, where he underwent multiple surgeries. And a warning, what happened is hard to watch. The day Matthew Trevino arrived at the Pasco County Jail, he was alone in his cell when deputies wanted to search him. But Trevino, according to his attorney, who provided Fox 13 with this jail video, was in the midst of a schizophrenic episode and would not put his hands through the door.
Refusing, we're gonna deploy Nova round.
A Nova round was created for an episode and would not put his hands through the door.
Refusing, we're gonna deploy Nova round.
A Nova
Whoa, wait a minute. Was that guy?
Episode and would not put his hands through the door.
Refusing.
Does this guy look like this CO? Does he look like he's had a little too much prison coffee and some jelly donuts? Maybe got some heartburn? I don't know. I mean, what's going on with this guy here?
According to his attorney, who provided Fox 13 with this jail video, was in the midst of a schizophrenic episode and would not put his hands through the door.
It's messed up.
Refusing, we're gonna deploy Nova round.
A Nova round was created.
I don't know if he was having heartburn there from too much prison coffee and too many jelly donuts. Looked a little like he was manifesting some buddies there from the other side. Ooh, sick fuckers.
For situations like SWAT teams breaking into buildings. It's a distraction device, like a flashbang grenade, but fired from a shotgun. The company's own warnings say it's not supposed to be used to fire at humans or even animals.
There's no reason at this point that they have to force their way in to the cell. This is not an emergency situation.
Yeah, you'd probably have to be a demonic freaking spazoid to do that to another human. Messed up. Next up on our lineup here.
January is a very busy month for me because it is Human Trafficking Prevention Month. This was implemented back in 2010 with presidential support to bring awareness and education and resources to address this severe and damaging and destructive epidemic. And I continue.
Am I watching like some type of horror movie that's all of a sudden she's gonna tell you like that, you know, you're about to be gang raped and tortured to death type thing in the nicest possible way? How did the AI spit this lady out at us? Interesting.
To speak to victims who are victors, who are survivors.
Yes.
At various institutions, at universities.
She definitely got it right. Going from victim mode to survivor mode to thrivalment mode would. Anyways.
Different agencies, many inmates have actually experienced this type of victimization.
Wow,
So
yeah,
there's
like we
a
just
large
saw.
population that has been exploited and trafficked and suffered from this epidemic. And so my hope is to be a motivational speaker to them, to provide hope and encouragement and help them to understand that their worth, their value is not depleted because of the actions of another, that the predators cannot strip them of who they truly are, their value, and to encourage them to reclaim their power, to empower them, and to help them understand that they're deserving of respect, they're deserving of dignity, and can expect that future partners should treat them with respect and dignity despite what they've been through, that they're not less than.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Targeting and well, targeting goes along well hand in hand with human trafficking. Yeah, it's kind of messed up with the slander, smear campaign, so forth. Like Mighty Buffoon, you know, the sexual degrading type stuff. Like, what did your parents molest you and stick their fingers up your bum type stuff? That type of thing that I think she's getting into.
somebody else took cruel.
Scotty trying to talk about a dead dog, or is your dog still alive? Stuff like that, right? It's almost like human trafficking. I'm not trying to say I'm a victim of these people. I like to laugh at them because of their ill will and intent.
Actions against them. And there's a lot of trauma that goes with it because many trafficking victims are not only assaulted, but then they're exploited, and images and recordings are circulated of their trauma that are, available for many to see, re-victimizing a victim over and over again. And many who have not had exposure,
Yeah, especially to all those victims out there that are being targeted by sickos that are weapons for network naggers.
to this epidemic, this topic, seem to think that human trafficking is a problem that happens over there. It's not over here. It's far away, Oh, that's something that happens in third world countries. It's not in my neighborhood. It's not on my device. And the reality is human trafficking, sexual exploitation is all around us. Dating sites are loaded with predators hunting for victims.
Did you guys know they wanted to start YouTube out as a dating app? Just saying.
Intend to pretend that they have interest
It turned
in
into a gang stalking app and gathering evidence for the state.
someone.
Until I did a digital writ of mandamus back on them, and then proclamated to head witch Susan Wojcicki. Yeah, it didn't end well for her.
To get into a relationship with them, to get that victim to let their guard down and trust them, to have them coerced into sending photos to them, recordings, to take photos and recordings of their victim without that victim's knowledge.
I'm surprised as many freaking home invasions that I've had, there hasn't been any revenge porning going on. A lot of smear campaigns, but no evidence of anything.
To even drug the victim and take advantage of them and record it, and then turn around and sell those recordings and those images for profit without the victim's knowledge, or to blackmail or to extort a victim. And, someone who's simply trying to find a partner.
International extortion ring.
Partner who has good intention on a dating site doesn't know necessarily the risk of this occurring to them, that there is such a great predatory issue on these sites. So I also speak about that to the younger population. But I would be remiss if I didn't address the population of targeted individuals, of gang stalking victims, because so many targeted individuals have experienced this sexual exploitation, sexual degradation in their story. It is almost evident in every single targeting situation of every victim I've spoken to that the smear campaign contains an element of sexual degradation.
Yeah.
The victim is either falsely
Somebody show this to Monty's little simp chimp, Mighty Buffoon.
accused of sexual misconduct. There are setups to make them look like they're a predator themselves. You know, great lengths will be gone to hack their Wi-Fi and their devices to put
Madria. Yeah, Madria likes doing that, saying the P word every fourth word.
Content on them to make them look a certain way. There is always accusations of promiscuity, of the victim being a sex worker. There's false claims about them spreading diseases, sexually transmitted diseases. There is an element of sexual degradation in each and every smear campaign because it's the most damaging, not only to the value and
so they think the people that are unbeknowing, but people like myself that know what they're really doing and laugh at them. Yeah, they just gotta send more little lapdogs and bench warmers.
Self-worth that the victim feels for themselves, but it leads to them being shunned, isolated, dehumanized, and creates a situation.
It's been about time for these guys, even though they're really not that good. It's just, you know, wait till he retires and then start smear campaigning him.
Where no one will render help to them. They'll be completely left on their own, and everyone will stigmatize.
Thank God, finally some peace, huh? It's a good way to get rid of some of your super fans.
The victim a certain way, and even after those allegations are proven to be false, that stigma will forever be with that victim. Their ability to get employment, housing, the way they're treated in communities, accepted, future dating partners, all of that is impacted by these cruel and heinous lies, these gossiping monsters. And if you're
we try to call them a little plastic Aquino soldiers, fresh off the shelf. Their little kung fu grit, and little paratrooper, little plastic parachute. Yeah, and well, they want to move in next to you, come and visit your VFW veterans, and lie to them even, right? Right, Scotty Cuccarati? Oh man, you guys thought you got me the other night, right?
Or hearing someone sexually degrading someone, calling them sexual slurs, saying that they're promiscuous, accusing them of sleeping around. Understand that you're
the lead up for the abduction for the gay gang rape.
That sexual degradation by even being a listening ear. And if you're speaking it, if you're circulating that, you're engaging in predatory behavior.
Absolutely.
And it's time we start calling predators what they are.
No, we've been calling them we've been calling them out, lady. Dojo diddlers, and there was another diddler who got to call out the other day. See, we need a good documentarian now that I'm retired. An urban disciple just didn't make the cut.
Secondly, in many gang stalking cases, there is the honey trap set up, a conspiracy, a fraud, crime of fraud, where a false person is sent into the victim's life to pretend to be a love interest, to pretend that they are wanting to be in a relationship with them and have
or a gay man acting straight, and then to later on say that you guys went around and had gay sex and Javelina are watching in your lap. A big grand scheme of things. Yeah, all under the guise of being a straight man, coming to do a job.
Future with them to get that victim to trust and be vulnerable. And there's often coercion to send nude images or recordings. There will be images and recordings taken of the victim without their knowledge. Many of these situations, there will be drugs given to the victim in order to incapacitate them for assaults, and then they're recorded. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, that traumatic experience, these predators, the large group, will then use these images and circulate them to further smear the character and drag through the mud that victim, re-victimizing the victim.
Until that perp gets put on the news by Grady Judd. 200,000 views on his arrest.
Over and over again. They'll put those images on OnlyFans and explicit sites, trafficking online a victim, re-victimizing that victim once again, because it supports a false narrative.
Or there's victims like NTF that just goes back to the vomit continually, back to the network naggers.
It's a storyline. See, they're promiscuous. See, they're an adulterer. See, they're a sex worker. And that's part of...
Well, those network nagger hoe bags are giving virtual rub and tugs to the squid to keep them going as they just all go back to the vomit.
The targeting experience for many, many victims. And it is certainly everyone's choice to participate in view pornography. That's, up to you if you choose to participate in that. But please understand that as you're viewing content, some of it's consensual. People who are consenting adults engaging in activity and getting paid with their knowledge. But many times there's coercion, exploitation, blackmail, recordings taken by a partner who's trusting their other partner, who then turns around and in revenge porn or to be greedy and profitable will exploit that victim and put them on these sites. So as you're viewing this content, you may very well be
until the perps get a site built on them like Madria.
Being excited to content that's non-consensual, a drugged victim that's been assaulted and recorded, or a victim who's been recorded without their knowledge, and in essence supporting that industry. So it's important we also highlight that you may inadvertently be supporting victimization of trafficking victims.
Yeah, like some of you scumbags are really actually helping out Silicon Valley and Hollywood because we outed them. Lots of them like crazy. And now there's a mass exodus happening in Silicon Valley.
It is incredibly horrific when you experience gang stalking and targeting, whatever the case may be. It may be discrimination, hate crimes. It could involve community, church groups, family members, even our own children. And ex-partners, whoever is part of the conspiracy. These are fraud cases. Often they're RICO cases.
Also the spiritual gang stalking aspect of it goes hand in hand. That's why all of a sudden somebody can be temporarily possessed, like that corrections officer. And, you just got to know how to take care of that. But a lot of you don't. Sorry. Been trying to show you, but not the only one. I can show you.
To steal inheritances, life insurance policies, property. They are intended to isolate someone, to drive them out of a community, to ruin their ability to have employment, to have future partners and healthy relationships, to destroy every area of their life. It could be simply out of envy. And the damage, the suffering is so great for victims. It is so important to shut down gossip of someone of a sexual nature. It is so important to be mindful. If you're viewing content, do you have the consent of that person to view that content? If there's a group chat circulating of images and recordings, and you have that without that person's consent, you're perpetrating. And that's reality. It's not haha funny.
Unless you're recording the perps.
To circulate nude images of someone, mean girls or otherwise, people that are very judgy and antiquated thinking in a church group, thinking that it's appropriate to do that to a victim. It is a serious crime, but the more serious crime is those who are in official titles, those who have an obligation to investigate and prosecute and sentence these crimes, that are aware of them and are protecting the predators. If a predator has a mommy that used to work for the government but has countless victims that they've recorded and exploited and profited off of.
Sounds just like Predward and the Black Pearl there and his mommy.
That tells you something about the world that we live in. And I just would like to address those who have experienced this horrific treatment, this form of abuse in your targeting or gang stalking situation, or just in general, who have fallen vulnerable to trafficking and exploitation, who have been taken advantage of, who've experienced extortion and been exploited, been blackmailed, been betrayed by someone you thought was your partner that recorded you or had images of you and then used them for their own financial gain. Whatever the case may be, the devaluing experience is horrendous. It really messes with the victim's identity, and often they will turn to substances to numb themselves, to cope, because it's such a horrific
And they might call him schizophrenic in jail as an Army veteran.
crime.
Then shoot him with a shotgun full of a less lethal round that you're not even supposed to shoot at a human.
Please know that the heavens are aware of what happened. God himself, the wrath of an angry God, will bring justice upon these people, especially those who have an obligation to prosecute these predators and continue to turn a blind eye and protect them.
There's definitely people like myself out there that are helping get dirty judges, head protecting judges, and trafficking cops to rage quit. Right? You should try it sometime. They're Urban Disciple and Madry and Scotty and Fellowmon and oh no, they don't want anything to do with helping take down fentanyl dealers and dirty cops and judges. No. Pred catching, no, don't want anything to do with it. No. They're trying to diminish the capacity of the pred catcher, the cop watcher, the activist, the truth troll to the establishment and system, to get dirty judges to maybe realize and rage quit. Or maybe get canned.
Please know that the war sounds, the war cries have been declared in the heavens.
Amen.
Your ancestors saw what happened. God himself saw what happened. And the heavens are going to war for victims of human trafficking.
Now, occasionally,
Oh,
I bring you stuff that you just can't believe,
yeah, no, we're there.
that you'll never get over, that
That's right.
may even scar you for life.
You're right.
But I got to introduce you to this guy. He's not from Polk County, of course. I don't think we got anybody from Polk County quite like this guy. This is Matthew Zaccarino. He's 39.
Oh,
He's from
man.
Altamont Springs. And he's on this construction site in a vehicle by himself. And as our deputies...
This is who this lady was just talking about as a perp, but got what they had coming back to him.
approach him to see what's he doing on this construction site. We see this dude wearing a red lace bra with prosthetic silicone breastises. You know what I mean? Well, then we notice he's wearing a G-string, showing off the boys. You know what I mean? And then our two deputies say to themselves, "Self, this is highly unusual." But you don't realize how dangerous these situations are, because under a prosthesis, we found a gun. So he was armed trespassing. He said he was on...
With rubber titties. The perp. One of the perps, huh? Man, I mean, they eventually get what's coming to them, huh? Urban Disciple, right? Don't have to really be directly with my name on something to go, wow, that guy got what's coming to him. Just somebody needed to be the bait to help pull him out, press him a little bit, and then whamzo.
way to the costume party. We go, okay, where's the costume party? Well, he couldn't answer that, and then he sold up on us and quit wanting to talk at all. Can you imagine that? He's mad at us for trying to find out why he's wearing lace bras with guns and G-strings or G-somethings, or, ooh, it was ugly. It was so ugly. Anyway, he went to jail. Have a good day.
Neither are you. You are a
I'm
liar.
perfectly
You can't
fine.
distinguish
The only thing that I'm not
Yeah.
okay with is the way that you fucking quote unquote fucking men act on the internet. And in this and around these
Yeah.
the community that you guys are around, it's fucking sick.
You're right.
And
No,
don't
he's
you
right.
think-
You think your conduct on the internet is a saint?
You know what? It absolutely fucking is. You want to know
You know
why?
what? Why don't you keep your weird conduct to the internet instead of getting arrested with your rubber titties and a gun?
Why? Because
Wow.
I'm keeping you bitches away from our catchers and decoys and keeping you distracted enough to where you will leave them the fuck alone and let them do what they need to do.
I'd like to have an aquarium where I can watch you decompose.
Oh, yeah? Okay. You're a fucking weirdo, JT.
Yeah, well, that's who some of these weirdos White Knight for, and a business partner of Mr. Zaccarino there, JT Colfax, the once main suspect in the JBR event, John Benet Ramsey event. Yeah, even arrested for did time for diddling a dead bodies in the morgue where he worked and stealing John Benet Ramsey's coroner morgue report. Anyways, yeah, once again, Targeted Individuals Awareness Month. Yeah, the demonic oppression is abundant, especially in your COs that need to, your corrections officers that need to shoot schizophrenic veterans because they won't put their hands through the slot, and with less lethal rounds that's only meant as a distraction not to be shot at human beings. Amazing. Anyways, yeah, again, loving and enjoying retirement. Got a few projects on the old conveyor belt, we'll put it that way, and of the many projects, and narrowing it down for when fishing season hits. But you got my dock's location at the beginning there, if anybody needs to come cast a line. Bring your own fishing kayak, all right? All right. Peace out.